right, we are back and we're going to be playing Truth or Drink today. I asked my Instagram followers to send me some good, hard questions. But I also don't really want to drink, so I'm going to try my best to answer these hard questions. You know, it's boring. It's boring when people just come on here and drink. Oh, so there's a lot of sexual questions here that I'm not going to answer because I'm a mom. So, that would be so weird for my kids to look back and read, and watch this video, right? So we're going to just take one big old sip for that. All right. Do you smoke? No, I don't. I feel like I repeat myself over and over. It's probably annoying for everyone that already heard this like a million times. I don't smoke. I used to smoke. I stopped. Last time I smoked weed was 6 years ago. And I'm just not a smoker, guys. And people say, oh, you got to try it more. You got to do it more often. You got to try different kinds. And it's like, what if I don't want to be a smoker? What if I don't want to be? You know what I mean? I try my best to raw dog life, to be okay with my own thoughts and to be okay with being sober. So I understand that's a privileged statement. I understand that not everyone can say that it's easy to be sober, but I think it's easy to be sober and I want to keep it this way. I don't want to enter down a realm of always smoking and not being sober, especially around my kids. I feel like it's my responsibility to be sober for them all the time when I'm taking care of them because they're so young and they're depending on me to survive. So, and yes, I know this may be controversial, but I do put alcohol and weed in the same category. If you're not being sober is not being sober. There's no gray area where weed is acceptable. For me, it's unacceptable for me. But I understand weed doesn't do to me what it does to other people. But those are my own boundaries, okay? That's not to say that, maybe on my birthday or something, when I'm away from my kids for a night, that I'm going to smoke some weed. Because, I kind of want to, and I kind of, want to make a video so I can, look back and, see what the fuck I was doing. But I don't know. I'm scared because, I almost go into, psychosis. Serious, whoa. Very scary. You know what I mean? It's what's the point? Why would I do that, Have you ever spanked one of your kids? No. Absolutely not. That doesn't even cross my mind. Do you want more kids? There's a lot of questions about more kids. No, guys, Sean got a vasectomy. So there's that's not an option. And it might be confusing to people, why did he get a vasectomy if you love being a mom and you love kids and you want to be a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And that's all true. But I saw what happened when I had a second kid, and I had to take a lot of my energy and time away from Jay, and I don't want to do that again to Jay and to Rose. I want to focus on them as much as possible, and I don't do well with postpartum, okay? Those first couple months for me, I think are harder on me than they are on most women. I don't know why. It's just so not easy for me. And breastfeeding and all that's all very hard for me. I don't thrive in the newborn department, so I don't want to go back. And I told John, please don't make me ever go through that again. So he did what he had to do and he got a vasectomy. And yeah, so when Rose gets a little bit bigger and goes to school, I made a whole TikTok about how I'm concerned, what am I going to do? Because I love it. I love being around little kids and babies and toddlers so much. But when I don't have, when Rose goes to school, I feel like I am going to be really sad. And everyone's oh, just have another kid. It's that would just be putting a Band-Aid on the problem because they're also going to grow up and then I'm also going to be by myself. So I'm really hoping that that my sister or my friends have a baby so I can watch them or play with them, because they all have good careers and I want to support them and I would love to watch their babies for them. What's your body count? I just feel like I can't say that on the internet. When is Sean going to propose? Guys, we are engaged. We have been for so long. And I know that there's a lot of questions about that. There's a lot of things like, why are you not married? Tell the truth why you don't want to get married. There's layers to this shit. And I've actually said it many times, but there's a lot of layers of this. And I feel like I need 5 hours to explain it. But really, to sum it up, I have never cared about getting married my whole life. I have been in the presence of toxic marriages my whole life. Legit, my whole life. I've never, ever, ever, ever seen a functional marriage. Therefore, I've never desired that for myself. And I understand you want to break the cycle and everything. It's like, yes, I understand that. But also, marriage comes from religion. And I'm not religious. So I I actually wonder if religious people wonder why like an atheist would get married, because it stems from religion. So I just find the purpose of it so confusing, and there are goals in our relationship that I still would like to achieve, if that makes sense. And like I've also said this many times, but we have 2 kids, we have a house, we have, our freaking careers or whatnot. So after we get married, that's it. There's nothing else to look forward to. We're not having more kids. And so I'm not in a rush, It would be ideal if Jay and Rose could have it be a part of their memory forever. So at that point, I would like to wait until Rose is like 4, And I also think that weddings are just ridiculous, guys. I can't even pretend anymore. And I know this is only one drink, but like it gets me like pretty drunk pretty quick. So if I start slurring, it's because of this. Wait, I just want to take a sip. Let's move on. Influencer you dislike the most. Ooh. Okay, I'll answer it. So the first person that comes to mind is, so this is going to be very, very niche. So if you don't get it, you won't get it. But if you get it, you're going to get it. So there's this TikToker. I'm on Mom Talk, so I get all the moms, the famous moms, whatever. And there's one named Cicely Bachman, and that's not the one I hate the most. I like Cicely. I know that's controversial, but I do like her, and I feel that her hate is kind of unwarranted. And from my influencer perspective, I do feel that I am very good at figuring out who is authentic and who's not. It's actually very easy for me to see now. And I used to be a consumer, like only a consumer. I consumed family content and like mom content even before I was a mom. That's like all I would do is watch YouTube. And so I did not see through any of that. Like I thought it was all real and authentic, and I would be so shocked when there would be like a scandal, like what's going on? They're perfect and amazing. And now in hindsight, like, oh my God, it was all just like fake. And I can totally see now how easy it is to be like the fakest fucking person ever on here, honestly. And some of you people just gas up the wrong people, I'll tell you that. But Cicely, I truly do believe that she is authentic. She just may be a little bit like out there, she may be like in La La Land. That's kind of the vibe I get from her. I don't feel like she's malicious or anything. But on the other hand, she has a sister-in-law named Samantha Bachman, okay? And that's the one I don't like the most. I don't know why she gives me the biggest fucking ick ever. Her videos piss me the fuck off. If you're Samantha and you're watching this, I'm not even going to say sorry because you piss me off. But I do acknowledge that I don't know you, and maybe if I was in a room with you, I would like you. That's the thing, is I'm not 100% like trying to hate her, because there's that small percentage of me, it's like maybe I'm wrong, Because sometimes when people comment like these hateful comments to me, my first thought is, I think if I was in the same room as them, or if they met me, that they would change their mind. Because it's so easy. Sometimes I can see where the hate's coming from. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think you should hate me for that. But then I'm like, if you met me though, like that's not me. So I can see how you might hate that I did that, or that I said that, or you interpret it this way, but it's not always what it seems. So yeah, Samantha Bachman. That's so fucking random. Is there anyone else? No. First thing you want to do when you start getting tipsy. I want to just like make friends with everyone in the whole wide world. Were you and Sean with other people before each other? I know you grew up together. Yes, we were with other people. I mean, it's hard to really say if that's legitimate because we were kids. So the people we were with were kids too. So it's like we're not out here like with real exes, because how am I supposed to like hate a 15-year-old girl? I mean, she's not 15 anymore, but like, you know what I mean? There's no drama there. I actually was friends with his ex for a long time, and I only really have one ex, and I don't know if Sean hates him or not. Sean, I don't know. I don't think he hates him. Have you and Sean ever had a toxic era? If so, how did you get over it? Okay, I'll answer the first part of that question. Yes, 2017 was extremely toxic. It was the worst year of my life. And I'm going to take a sip for how did we get over it, because that's just something I can't indulge in. Can't get into detail. But it was really, really bad. Very, very dark times, okay? Oh, I am so glad this person asked this question. Who did you the most dirty? Someone comes to mind, okay? And I'm not going to say her name just because, like, what if she, like, sues me or something? But we'll call her Ashley, okay? I had a friend, a best friend. Her name was Ashley. And she asked me to be her maid of honor. And I said yes. Of course, I was so excited for her. And we had been friends since 9th grade of high school. And at this point, we were, like, 22 or 23 or something like that. So long time being friends, and we were very close. Like, she was really good to Jay. She was there for me. She, we had so much fun together. Like, I felt like she was one of the few people that, like, really understood me. So then she also asked another girl to be her maid of honor. So she had 2 maid of honors, and then she had, like, 4 or 5 bridesmaids or something like that. And so we said yes, and I'm also really good friends with the other girl, too. She's one of my best friends. And so we're all just so excited. But throughout the wedding festivities, I could feel that she, like, just was trying to distance herself from me and this other girl, too, the other maid of honor, for no reason. Like, there was no reason to us that she wanted to distance herself, because she had just asked us to be her maid of honor. It was all very confusing. And then, to put the icing on the cake, she had a wedding and didn't invite us to the wedding, and we were her maid of honor. Okay, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but it happened, and there's a lot of factors. Like, it was during COVID. It was during, like, the peak of COVID. Okay, so now it's probably gonna make sense here, but she couldn't have her wedding at the venue. I think it was supposed to be, like, postponed or something. So she's gonna postpone it and then have, like, a little ceremony instead, and then, like, an after party, because I don't think it was peak COVID. It was, like, when it was getting warm out and everyone was, like, fine. So we're like, okay, and we had all bought in our bridesmaid dresses. They were like $200 each, and we were all excited to wear them and everything. And then we were, like, also sad that her venue couldn't continue, and we understood COVID, whatever. So, but she made it very clear that we were still gonna have the wedding, and we were all still gonna be able to wear our bridesmaid dresses, because we all had spent $200, and that was a lot of money for me back then. I didn't have a job, but I babysat for money, and, like, I spent, like, my whole fucking paycheck on the dress. We had all, like, spent a lot of our money on this one girl, and she didn't really seem to care. So then she has a wedding ceremony. She told me and the other bridesmaid that it was just a ceremony, like, with just her family. I think it was, like, her mom, her dad, and the groom, right? And, like, his parents. And, she made it seem like there was just no way that she could let us go to that, and we totally understood. But then the morning of, we saw that she had one of her bridesmaids there, like, getting her ready for the day, like, doing her makeup and hair. And me and this other girl were like, oh, okay, like, she didn't ask us to at least help her get ready. Okay, so we were a little hurt by that. And then we go to her after party at her house, and we find out that there was another bridesmaid that was allowed at the wedding, and that they pretty much had a whole dinner, and that some of the groomsmen were there. And we were just shocked. Like, we were her maid of honor, and she had a miniature wedding, and she didn't ask us to go. And We had spent so much time and money on her shower, on her bachelorette. Like, it was so hurtful that we couldn't at least be there to help her get ready for this, you know, and like take pictures with her. And so we were really, really hurt. And then after that, I messaged her because she was kind of hard to hang out with. Like, she was so distant from me that I couldn't even get her to like hang out with me anymore. And so I was like, I just want you to know, like, that was all just really rude. And like, me and my other friend, the other maid of honor, are really hurt by this. And you should probably let everyone know, like, that we're not going to be able to wear our dresses. Something like that. It was so long ago. I forget what I said. Something, I wasn't that mean or anything. I was just telling her that I am so hurt right now. Because like I said, I thought we were like best friends, you know? So that was such a shock to me. And then she pretty much said, yeah, I was going to make a group message anyway, and I am sorry, but there's nothing else to say. And I said, if you want to talk in person, we can. And she said, I have nothing else to say. I already said I'm sorry. So I'm like, I kind of just wanted her to explain why. Like, there had to be another reason that me and my other friend were missing. Like, why she didn't want us there, why she kept distancing herself. She would always have these parties and wouldn't invite us. And, like, she had this whole group of friends and didn't want us to, like, be a part of that at all. So she never wanted to explain herself, and then I never talked to her again after that I think it was a Snapchat. And she has like a whole nother life now, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Have you ever done LSD? No. That is the funniest fucking question. If you had to pick a favorite child, who would you pick? Guys, I can't do that. And like, I know that's probably so fucking boring, but like, from the bottom of my heart, I do not have a favorite. And I used to think moms were lying too when they said that, but like, really though, there's absolutely no favorite. I prefer them in different scenarios because they're so like different in age. Like, if I want to listen to Drake, then I would like when Rose is around, because she can't, you know, she's not fazed by him like talking about the things Drake sings about, you know what I mean? And whereas if I want to like go to an arcade or like go watch a movie or like go out to eat, and Jay comes in clutch because he's like a little adult, you know? But if I want to hang out with my friends and like talk about things and like, you know, vent, then I would prefer Rose, because like I said, she doesn't know what the fuck's going on yet, and she's really good to have around because I can say whatever I want and it's not going to affect her. Whereas if Jay overheard some things, then it could, you know, make him curious, or, you know, he would eavesdrop and repeat things, you know? So that's the closest I could say to like a favorite. It alternates which one I prefer in a specific scenario, but for the most part, they're both just the same to me, and I love them as one. What's something wild about your past that your kids can never know about? Guys, my kids could watch this video and they would know if I told you. Who's your least favorite in-law and why? What's that mean? My least favorite in-law? Like my mother? My mother? My mother-in-law or my father-in-law? I can't pick one. They're both good for different scenarios. Like Jay and Rose, you know? If we need something fixed, then Sean's dad comes over and fix it. And he's really funny. He's good to laugh at. But Sean's mom is like really good to vent to. She's very logical. And she's very neutral. You know, she doesn't really push her own agenda, which I really appreciate that about her. One brand you will never work with again. I don't remember what brand it was. I really don't. I would have to look back, but there's a hair extension brand that I think I actually didn't end up posting the video because it was so fucking crazy, but they sent me these hair extensions, okay? And they wanted me to do a video, and I said yes. And this was in the beginning of my TikToking career, so I don't even know if I was getting paid for it. It was just like a gift. It was a free product in exchange for a video. So I was gonna do this video. I was so excited because I like love hair extensions. So they sent it to me, and it's blonde. Like, it's pretty much fucking blonde, the hair, and my hair is brown. Well, it was lighter at the time, but it was light brown. Did not match the extensions at all. So I sent it, and these are expensive extensions. So I sent it a picture of like comparing my hair to the extensions, and I said, hey, I don't know if you can like send a different kind, but these do not fit. I mean, these do not match. And this fucking brand had the audacity to say to me, "We think you would look so good blonde. If you bring the extensions to a salon, they could probably match it, and like you could just wear them and do the video after that." I'm like, "You want me to dye my fucking hair blonde for $0 fucking dollars?" So that was the audacity with that is crazy. I'm so sorry. I would say the brand, but I really don't remember. And there's probably no way I could find that out because that was like 2-3 years ago. What happened with the sister-in-law? I made the mistake of like mentioning the fact that I don't get along with her a long time ago. And now everybody like always wants to know. And I feel like I've shared the story, but I don't know. No one seems to remember. You know what, you guys? Hold on, I need my tissue. So Sean's sister, okay? We don't talk. I don't even know if I don't like her anymore because I haven't talked to her in so long. I don't even know who she is anymore. So yes, we ended off on a very, 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 very bad note. Like 3 years ago was the last time we talked, and we had a giant blow-up fight. And the fight was pretty much about her saying to me that she does not like me, okay? She was straightforward. She didn't like me. And that she thought, so because she said she didn't like me, I didn't want her around Jay. At the time, Rose wasn't born yet. She was in my belly. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm going to have a newborn in a couple months, and Jay is only 3. I don't feel comfortable with someone that doesn't like me around my kids. How weird is that? Like, yeah, let's just go spend Christmas with someone that fucking hates me so I can play with my little kid and hold my little newborn. No. Like, that's not a thing. You know, if Jay and Rose were older, could form their own opinion better, and they were, you know, not depending on adults to survive, then I would be different. But how is that supposed to, like, that just seems so unrealistic. And she is not a parent, so she doesn't get that. And she was pretty much trying to argue like that it was petty and selfish of me to say that. And like I was using my kids as like pawns. And I'm like, no, I genuinely just not comfortable with it. And like, why would I? She's like, oh, people hate you all the time, and you let them around your kids. I'm like, who? And she like couldn't say who, but she was implying other people hate me, and I don't know about it. I'm like, okay, like, which one of you fucking people here hate me? But anyway, you know what I mean? It was just like weird. And you might be like, well, why does she hate you? I don't fucking know, honestly. She should start, like, she should make a YouTube video why she hates me, because I would love to hear it, honestly. She told me that she hated me because I am too obsessed with myself, and that I'm always like, and I'm always fighting with my sisters. She doesn't have a sister. She doesn't fucking get it. Because like me and her were like kind of friends at one point, so I would like tell her like, oh, I'm gonna fight with my sister, or like, oh, my friend did this. I would just like talk to her like a friend, and she's not really like a girl's girl. She's not like a girly girl. So apparently like the whole time she was like judging me or something, and she ended up telling me that every time that we were good, she actually hated every second of it, and she was faking it. And I'm like, all right, well, there goes all hope, right? Because I can't do this. I thought we were friends at one point. So after she said that, I'm like, well, there's no point. There's no point in any of this then, because I'm not interested in being fake friends with people. Like, I want a real relationship, and I actually liked her. I really did like her at one point. She was in a relationship with this guy, and like I would hang out with them all the time. They were living in the same town as me, so I would go and hang out with them. I would bring Jay over when he was like a toddler, and everything seemed fine. And then one day she switched on me again. Like, that's the thing. So like back when I was 14, I entered Sean's life when I was 14, and she was very mean to me. Like, she was like the mean older sister that was just like bullying whoever, you know, her younger brother brought home, because Sean said she did do it to other girls too that he brought home. And so that's when like I realized, okay, I can't really take this too personally. And I would try to brush it off. Like, she would just say mean comments, like calling me too skinny, or I'm too tan, or I care too much about like the way I look, and like I was a hoe, because I was dating her brother. So I'm like, I don't know, just things like that. And really, I think it was all stemming from insecurity. I think she was insecure, and she was gonna hate anyone that came around her that was not fucking obese and ugly, really. So I brushed it off for a while. And like we would fight, and then we would make up, and then we would fight, and then we'd make up. And the fighting always just stemmed from her. It was never on my end. I always wanted to get along with her. I would never say comments, like rude comments to her. I'm not going to enter her family's house and like just start being mean to her, right? It was always her attacking me. And Sean would see it, and he would get mad, and he would, sometimes the parents would get involved and be like, what are you doing to the sister? It was just an ongoing battle with this girl. And eventually I had to stop it because she started saying comments in front of Jay, and Jay was like almost 3 at this point, so he was conscious enough to probably pick up on that. He didn't, but like he was probably going to start, but I ended the relationship with her before Jay could realize what she was doing to me, because I'm like, I can't do this with you. I started gaining a little confidence, honestly, and being like, you know what, I'm putting my foot down. I will not be around you anymore, because you're so fucking salty. You're saltier than the dead fucking sea. Please hop off. That's pretty much how that ended. There's people in my life that don't agree with me saying things about specific people online, okay? If people wanted you to say better things about them, they should have just been better. And I'm not doing anything that anyone in the whole wide world can't do. She can come on here and make a YouTube video about me. I mean, we have freedom of speech. You can use it or you cannot. But please don't hate someone for using their freedom of speech, especially if it's the damn truth. And if the truth is offensive, then maybe you should be more focused on the behavior and the actual actions of the person. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. What's the most money you've made from TikTok in a month so far? It was probably the month of February, actually last month, and it was probably like 30,000. Something like that. Are you low-key a Karen? Come on. I'm not a Karen. I know I may come across as like serious and like, you know what I mean? But the thing about me is I'm actually 99% of the time, I don't take anything seriously. I laugh everything off, okay? But the only thing in my life that I care about is Jay and Rose. I don't give a fuck about anything else. So online, it might seem like I'm very serious, but that's because I only talk about the one thing I'm serious about, and that's Jay and Rose. Everything else is fucking funny, honestly. Everything else is funny. So I feel like it's hard to accurately portray myself when I just don't share like other things. I don't know how to share other things in my life besides Jay and Rose, because they are my life. What are your thoughts on cry it out? They're talking about the cry it out method. Like when it comes to sleep training, I'm assuming. Honestly, I'm glad you asked that, because I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on it, okay? I have never done it, let me just say that. But I don't think it's as traumatizing as people think it is. I understand there's studies that can support either way. There's studies, I've seen studies say that there's actually no evidence that it causes any trauma or any type of any effect at all. And that I think I've seen a few doctors say that it does. So I don't know. From my perspective, when I hear someone say they let their kid cry it out, as long as their needs are met, I don't think it's as deep as, like, people used to do that all the fucking time. And here we are, obviously our parents survived, our grandparents survived. I could never do it because I don't like hearing my kids cry. It like literally makes my heart race. So I feel like I physically wouldn't be able to do it. But I have let them fuss for a little. Like Rose, she does this thing where she actually cries when she wants to be asleep. Like she cries because she's awake and she wants to go back to sleep. So when I go in there and get her, it actually makes her more mad because she just wants to lay down. Like she just moans and fusses while she's trying to go back to sleep. That's her thing. What is the scariest postpartum thought you've had? At one point, I was like low-key kind of scared that I was like gonna like go into like a psychosis because I was just not sleeping. Okay, like the first time with Jay, the scariest thought I've had with Jay is like I thought legit I was gonna walk into his room and he was going to be dead, and I was preparing myself for him to be dead every time I looked at him. I already shared the story, but I had like severe postpartum anxiety. Like I'm talking probably the worst case like you could imagine. And I I didn't really tell anyone. That's the thing. I didn't tell anyone. And I made that video, and that was like the first time really talking about it. So the thought of death was just always on my mind, really. So that's probably the darkest thing. Hardest part about being a mom, I'm telling you right now, it's figuring out what to feed them every fucking 3 hours. That is getting really old, okay? I don't have anything left in me to give. I got nothing left in me. I can't keep thinking about new shit. Like, I'm doing repeat at this point because my brain is fried. Thoughts on the LeBrant family? That is such a funny question. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just gonna drink to that because I don't have any thoughts. Have you and Sean ever been unfaithful to each other? No, guys, we haven't. That's like something I can really take pride in, is he has never cheated on me, and I have never cheated on him. Like, not even close. No texting, nothing. That would be that's a hard deal breaker for me. I know everyone says that, but like, truly, if he cheated on me, I'd be out in the streets. Okay. What's your biggest parenting regret? I think I babied Jay a little too much when he was younger. I don't do it anymore, but like, I would literally spoon feed him, okay? Because I just felt like, why wouldn't I? I have nothing else to fucking do, and you're my only child, and I don't have a job. Like, I just can do anything you need me to, and you never have to be uncomfortable. And I think that it kind of, it was doing a disservice to him because he was kind of not capable for a little bit there. I think we shared this in the last episode, but I think I robbed him of a little bit of independence in some departments, but he's getting used to it. He's getting better now, much better. Something that I've never done is I've never like babied him when it comes to like sleeping. I've always made sure he sleeps independently, but everything else I would do for him, And actually the other day, Sean had to like randomly go do something at nighttime, and so he was gone for the whole night. It was work related, not anything sketchy. And so I asked Jay if he wanted to sleep in my bed with me for the first time ever, and he did. And like, that's legit the first time I've ever co-slept. He's 6, and it was fun. I'm like, see, I think it's worth it when you wait it out and do it like that, because he's not depending on me to fall asleep. It's just like a fun thing, once in a while thing. He's totally at the age where he can understand once in a while, and he also understood it was only because Sean was not there. And I thought it was like so fun, and I'm excited to do that with Rose someday, but she's not anywhere near that. I need to make sure she can sleep all on her own, fall asleep by herself, because that's just something that's very important to me. Obviously, a lot of parents don't feel the same way as me, and that's fine. Obviously, who am I? I'm not the fucking sleep police, okay? Least favorite person in your life? Ooh. I'm gonna have to drink. I just can't say that, because then they're gonna watch this video and then know I hate them. Have you ever wished you had a different life? No. There's a lot of questions like that, and it's so fascinating that people ask that, because I don't think that's like legit never crossed my mind. And like, not just saying that to like make people think that like I'm just so happy. Like, when I'm sad, like, I don't think I wish I had another life. I don't think that way. Other people obviously do, because they ask this question so much. But it's fascinating. I guess I don't see the point in thinking something that'll just never fucking happen. Have you had any negative experiences with other influencers? No. I did DM with one influencer one time, and she kind of caught me off guard a little bit with something she said. I can't even say. I'm going to have to drink. Are you happy you had a boy first, or did you not care about the gender? Actually, when I opened up that little tab and I saw a boy, I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed, okay? That's not because I didn't want a boy, but because I felt like I was going to be such a bad boy mom. Because I had 2 sisters, and like, I was just such a girly type of girl. And in my head, when I thought that I just thought for sure I was having a girl. So like, it caught me so off guard when I saw a boy. And I was just worried that I wasn't going to care about all the things he cared about. like trucks and spider heroes. Fuck, see, I'm drunk. Spider-Man, you know what I mean? I just feel like, oh jeez, look who it is. I'm doing truth or drink.
Truth or drink? Who do you like better all around? Courtney or Sam?
Give me that. I need a microphone. Well, I can't answer that right now because.
So drink.
Okay. Jesus.
All right, let me see.
Okay. Then just leave me alone. All right, you guys. I'm actually done with my drink, so I think I'm gonna have to end it here. Now I feel very tired and drunk. But thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. So if you could just show some support and subscribe.